Hey everybody, what's up? It's Michael Termini with the Game House, and today I'm joined by Team Liquid Santorin after a pretty big dub versus Immortals. So let's get into that game, because there are some spicy picks from both teams,
Yeah.
right? So the Rengar top. I need to know what went down in comms. What were your thoughts on that when that got brought up?
This one is the most funny one actually because we had not played a single scrim all game with Bwipo playing Ringa, but he's like, dude, guys, Ringa looks really good here, and like we all know Bwipo as a player, he loves Ringa and he's always been like really good at it, so he's like, yeah, go for it, because he had full confidence and he is the known Ringa main, so we're super excited for it, and we're just kind of like, well, usually you want practice on champions like with the team before you pull them out, but if you're just really good at a champion, like go for it.
Did you guys have like any experience playing against this Chemtech Akali build that's been flying around the last couple days?
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw Riot already nerfed it on live client, because it's pretty annoying. I mean, it's like it's one of those builds where like it just makes sense, but you'd never think about it, because like it's like tank items on Akali. But it's like really annoying to play against because it still does a lot of damage, but it's also really tanky now. And I believe it probably also helps in laning phase because you don't just get like absolutely one shot and chunked out and that kind of stuff. So we're kind of prepared for Revenge Akali because he's a good Akali player. So we hadn't really discussed the Ringa situation, but I guess that's what we went with.
Fair enough. Also, the legendary Zilean was broke out this game. So I gotta know, as someone who's been on the receiving end of Bjergsen Zilean so many times, how did it feel to play with it? Again,
it's like this the second he locks in Zilean, you get like that warm feeling inside where you're like really happy and you're like just you're excited for the game. You can always rely on his Zilean. I feel like I've never seen him have a bad Zilean performance before. So when I had Bwipo's famous pick Rengar and Bjergsen's famous pick Zilean, I was ready for a good game of League of Legends.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So let's talk about your performance a bit. So you did this in that game. You were against Hecarim, which I guess is something that's been popping up recently. So when you look with these two weird solo lanes, right? How do you navigate that as Xin Zhao?
Yeah, so my champion, I mean, it just clears slower than Hecarim, so like that's the first issue. And on top of that, he also got a big leash from his bot lane. So like Hecarim will just have more timings to play the map early on. So it's just kind of like, as a jungler, it's kind of just like navigating with your teammates, saying where Hecarim will be, and do you need anything? Like, what resource do you need? Do you need Watch Level 1? Like, these kind of things, just like very standout stuff. Because, I mean, when you just watch a game of League of Legends, like, I don't think people realize how much communication that goes into the first 4 to 5 minutes of the game, because there's so many timings you need to dodge, or so many times you can abuse where, like, they make a mistake. So it's just, like, about keeping your team on the same pace, I guess, like, making sure that they don't randomly get caught by gank because they're focusing so much on the laning phase or something like that. Because I'm not gonna lie, like when I see these laners, it's like I don't think I'll have a lot of impact. It's just like, okay, guys, you guys are winning lanes. I will get a dragon. I'll rotate to Herald. I'll get you a ping ward. Like it's like I'm not really participating in the game, but I'm participating like in communication, I guess.
You feel more like a supportive player in a sense, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like, yeah, you guys, you'll carry me as long as I give you a little bit of communication, so that's fine with me.
Fair enough. So you guys are overall 3-1 with your one loss to EG, but I think this is
and there's also EG thing right behind you. Oh,
yeah. I have the TL hoodie on. TL hoodie on, right?
That's why I respect that.
It's balanced out, all right? The bias is not here. But like, so you have the 3-1 record. So what are you guys looking to improve on in the next day or two before BO3 start or BO5s?
Yes, I'm not 100% sure, but I think we will be playing tomorrow, if I'm correct.
I believe so, but I don't want to be incorrect.
Okay. I think it's tomorrow, so we don't have that much time. I think it's just going to be, go over a couple champions and then have a draft meeting. Still don't really know our opponent yet. Maybe we do. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it yet, but I think, we still have a lot to work on, obviously. We lost to EG, and that's definitely a game we had to review and kind of, there's things we can improve, things that are easy to improve, things that take a little longer to improve. But in general, it's like, we're just trying to become a unit, like one team with like the same mindset, because we have so many people with experience, and we all played on teams that play completely different styles. So it's kind of like figuring out how we want to be as a team and like what style we prefer. I think everyone can adapt to each other's play styles. It's just having the same kind of mindset, because some people will be a lot more aggressive. Some people will be willing to take a lot of risks. Some people like to play the game very slow and methodical. So it's just like kind of finding a common sense where we can all be like fine, and also feel like we're playing the game correctly. So I think that's like the main thing right now, just because, you know, there's so many voices and veterans.
Yeah, that's interesting, because when I was chatting with Gihoto the other weekend, or last weekend rather, he kind of brought up the issues, and not issues, but like the struggles per se of like, you know, working with all these people who have been in the scene for so long, right? Trying to like understand that. So it's good that you brought that up. Speaking of which, you have all the substituting players in the bot lane. So you have that whole situation. So how's that going with you? Because you have to work to play with that too.
Yes, I mean, it's definitely, I mean, I'm not gonna like lie, I'm not a big fan of playing with so many different players. I'm already like, if you're playing with 6-man rosters, that's already a little hard, because usually if you play 6-man roster, those two players will have completely different play styles that you have to adapt to, which means as a team you have to like play the game completely different. But now we're playing with 7-man roster pretty much. And I think it's going well, just because like both our bot lanes are really good at explaining their thought process, and they're like really nice people. So it's very easygoing, and you know, we'll like chat about the game after scrims and that kind of stuff. So it's like we're always communicating, we're always like in Discord together and that kind of stuff. So it's going easier than I might have thought it would go. Just because like, you know, I've been very used to playing with Cole now, Cole JJ, and you know, he's very, very vocal within the game. So I'm happy that Ela is kind of like taking somewhat of the same path, where he's also trying to communicate a lot and be that facilitator. So I've been, you know, not per se liking having a 7-man roster, but it's not something I'm against right now.
So in other words, Cloud9 would be your worst nightmare.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, I feel bad for Blabber, because as a jungler, it's really hard to have to learn so many different personalities and playstyles, and just the way they communicate now as a person. And then I'm sure he's gonna get a shock once like the other players come in, where it's like, oh, I gotta adapt again. And that takes time, and that's just something, you know, it's just experience, like learning over time. It's not something you just be like from one day to another, you're just like, okay, everything is fixed, you know. It's the synergy, and it takes time.
All right, final question here. I have to ask, I'm sure you're sick of it. Any updates on Core JJ's green card?
I don't think there's like any new updates. So for me, it's like I actually don't 100% understand what's going on, because it's like, you know, I think he'll get it soon. I'm hoping he gets it soon, but there's no like clear date yet, and that's like what, you know, always lingering. It's like, when is that date coming? Like, so I think he, you know, I'm actually not sure. Maybe there's small stuff going around as well. I'm not really keeping myself in the loop as much, because I'm just trying to focus on, you know, what's ahead of me. But you know, I'm really hoping he gets it soon, because Hansama Core JJ Balling, that's definitely something that will make people in the LCS shake. So.
Yeah, pretty disgusting lane, not gonna lie. Yeah. All right, well, do you have anything to say to the TL fans out there?
I mean, just happy to be on Team Liquid for another year. Well, I mean, I did sign a 2-year, but we'll see how it goes. But I'm just really happy to be back and feel healthy again. Because I mean, I felt really bad last year, like going through so many issues and kind of letting my team and TL fans down. Because that's not, you know, I signed the contract because I want to make TL win. So me signing another year of 2 years with TL, that's because I don't have the health issues to that degree anymore. I'm not dealing with things that affect my gameplay or how much I'm practicing or anything like that. So I feel good again, and you know, I'm making sure that things like this will not happen again.
All right, well, best of luck in the rest of lock-in, and check out thegamehouse.com for more League of Legends interviews.